can I get my beer, my cider?
You don't have beer.
Yeah, I've got one in that. Yeah, right there.
Go ahead. Tell us, what are you drinking now?
Well, as soon as I can get it handed me, I'm going to be drinking the new Cider Boys cider that we have. The Peach County.
Rob is lineman for Peach County.
Which has been which was recommended to us by one of Josh's good friends. So,
are we live?
Yeah, we've been live for about a minute and a half.
Nice.
I clapped my hands. Didn't you guys see?
I
did really.
Cue other standing joke.
Wow.
It's like one-handed clapping. God.
And if you're confused, go and look at the title of the episode on Facebook.
Strawberry lemonade, Blake's Hard Cider.
So Josh, the Blake's Hard Cider that one was okay to me. That didn't really give me everything I was looking for.
I've got Potatoes O'Brien Double IPA.
It's the Pontus.
Potatoes O'Brien.
This is actually, normally I don't care for peach in alcohol.
Ooh, I almost
but this really solid.
Often the same way. About the only thing I like peach in is peach schnapps.
That's pretty solid.
Oh,
I can see why it's liked.
Wow.
Cider Boys. I haven't been disappointed yet.
Shout out to Sarah for the recommendation.
There you go.
There.
Several people told me that this Dippa was going to be nice, and it is. It's got a nice balance of the bitter and the sweetness of a nice malty double.
I'm really surprised that you didn't pick that for us as tasting night. I really thought that was
there would be no point.
brainer.
I've drank 2 of them today already.
Yeah. Is that what is
There
over
was.
there on the side?
It seemed like there was a fair bit of tasting already going around.
Yeah, the black can that's just in the far screen from Josh is another Pontus. Apparently, it's a popular one.
I don't know where that.
If you see a ghost behind us, that is our.
I found it on the floor.
That was Matt leaving.
Yeah.
Bye, Matt.
Everybody's like, I thought that was Steve.
No. Matt is the fictional, non-fictional
man behind the curtain.
Man behind the curtain, the tech guy.
I guess he's kind of our producer.
The guy that just told me to turn my computer off and the video would come up, and it did. So.
And literally, you guys laughed at me when I said, "Did you turn it off?"
Well, you said unplug it, and no, we weren't unplugging it, but we turned it off.
Well, those are the 2 choices from my IT department.
Well, and that's what happened with our credit card machine.
50% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
That's right. That is a quote from
Anchorman.
That's right.
Sex Panther.
That's right. So we're gonna go from there to let's see about tasting some beers
go ahead.
tonight.
Tell us more about Virginity Rocks.
Let's taste some beers there tonight.
I believe they call those promise rings.
I have a feeling his shirt was about a nautical landmark.
Taste some beers tonight, guys.
Style choice.
Who's up first?
Dude, it's gonna be a long night.
Yeah.
Probably Nick.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
Wait, we're starting with an Imperial IPA.
Yeah.
Well, did you see what I have?
So you've got Sex Panther in there already.
That's why it's been a running joke all day in my head.
I'm glad I could join that one. We got a few of these running jokes going today. Rob, do you have a church key?
I do.
Good. I'm glad you got that.
Because producer Matt brought it into us.
Oh, that's good. Stars like myself, it's too much to put in our
Stars like myself. Oh, Lord. Jesus. Oh, Lord.
Is the reason for the season, actually, because Easter's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys hear that at home? That was nice. This is Deschutes Brewery, the Royal Fresh.
We haven't had a Deschutes in here in a long time. A lot of their stuff has gone mainstream.
It has. It used to be exclusively a West Coast brewery out of Bend, Oregon. I haven't looked at whether they're doing sister brewery or whether they maybe just recently picked up multi-state or East Coast or whatever it is. One thing I know is our market is hungry for beers. It's possible that they may even be exploring opening up brewery in Virginia, Carolina area or something.
Why?
Like that.
Why do you say that?
Because the way it's just jumped into our market and been so huge. The other option is
But
that
Deschutes has been in our market for 4 or 5 years.
Deschutes opened in like 1989 or 88.
Okay,
So
you're saying it's just recent. In
I drink these in
the
college
brewery
at
time
the
frame.
East
It
Side
reminds
Tavern.
me of Atwater, what they did probably about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
They were seriously looking at opening a brewery in Wilmington.
Isn't that what
out last
Victory
minute.
did before they jumped to Charlotte?
Yeah, but Atwater was really looking towards opening a brewery in Wilmington, and then as soon as that deal fell through, Atwater kind of disappeared from the market.
Gotcha. I'm gonna pull this.
I
down
remember
just
Fresh
a tad.
Squeeze being one of the early Deschutes beers.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot from Deschutes I haven't liked, but I haven't had anything that blew my...
Well, what's the one that they have that's on
Metaphorical
tap
skirt.
everywhere?
You see Fresh Squeezed a lot, and this seems to be like the symbol with the crown around the hop echoes that.
Well, Royal Fresh is the name, so I'm guessing that it's the Imperial Fresh Squeezed, right? Is that a good guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that you're picking up the theme. I do remember that this and like there's like the Obsidian and like all these tight microbrews from Oregon, the Mirror Pond ale, the just classic, like rock climbers and river rafters have known about these beers for a while. I had the joy, I've bragged about this on the show before, of going to school in Olympia, Washington. We had the East Side Tavern right there on 4th Avenue in Olympia. I'm telling you guys, Thirsty Thursday was a riot. $2 pints and Imperial pints, up to 9%, 11%.
Speaking of Imperial, this is an Imperial 9%.
I can already tell you it's probably going to get at least one thumb from me because I can see through the damn thing.
I'll get the other thumb up real quick. $3.
All right, so we're sitting at one and a nub.
One
One and a nub.
The taste good.
We are following the title to this.
All right, so I am checking. We are live here on Facebook Live,
Any
and
viewers tuning in? Man, that's nice.
not yet. No, it looks like we caught him off guard early.
I've got something really neat about the flavor of this, and I'm going to throw it out like as you guys get in and get a sip because I don't want to. I get a little bit of a light roast coffee bean in there.
I can see it.
I think the malt with the bitter,
Like a blonde roast.
like a blonde roast, like veranda or whatever they called that crap. That whole blonde roast thing. I don't know though. It could just be first tasting. I just think it's the quality of the malt really stacks up, and then it's just got that bitter touch from the hops. I don't get much citrus akin to that fresh squeeze that we were talking
Yeah,
about.
this I wouldn't quite call this juicy, but I would just call this like. I know it's gonna sound really bad when I say it, but like generically hoppy.
I'm getting a lot of pine needle.
Yeah, well,
Like
West Coast,
like the tips of the pine needles. You know,
like spruce tips, we
yeah,
sometimes
like,
say.
yeah.
Just
Really
the tip,
like
just the tip of the pine needle.
yeah, like really.
This is following Virginity Rocks.
No.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. But honestly, the flavor profile in this is like very agreeable and not overwhelming or super aggressive.
I think this is like
it actually surprised me because it is very hoppy, very piney, but it's not too.
I feel like
It doesn't throw me off.
to follow what Rob's saying, just the balance in there with those rich malts to get an Imperial IPA. I mean, you're gonna have to throw some considerable hopping in, otherwise you just end up like with the Belgian Strong.
With the finish, I can tell it's 9% though, because it just has that kind of lingering like.
Yeah, somewhere right after the like candy like malt fades, it goes from sweet to just that booze taste.
See,
Real quick, I don't get caught with a boozy aftertaste.
I miss malt in this one. I'm not getting.
Oh, really? It's not malt like.
It's not like brown ale, like caramel or anything like that. I'd say it's more akin to like a biscuity aspect somewhere about towards the middle.
Love that word in beer.
Excuse me.
That sounded downright biscuity.
4.8.
4.8 out of I'd say probably 5.7.
Okay.
That's a solid one right there. I mean, it was very relaxing and relieving.
Nice.
Coastal fault line.
Nice. Coastal.
Get
Fault.
out of here with your fault lines.
We rate beer burps like they're on the Should we do them on
Now,
the Sapphire
look,
scale
now I'll
instead of
say
the
it,
Richter scale?
Instead of your fault lines, I'm going to equate that burp to a mid-morning drive for about 20 miles in the Blue Ridge Parkway on a Tuesday.
Like
They're-
milepost
they're my
126,
20-mile drives.
or
No,
like
the railroad tracks
saluted a blowing rock.
So I'm going to tell you how not harsh that was because I finished mine already. And for an IPA, especially a
As I get into it, I get a little bit more of the nose, which is surprising. Usually beer, you take a few sips and it's like you forget about the nose. This thing, I keep like, things are coming out of there.
out of your nose or out of the beer.
Josh's burps.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, sometimes the second time around will help with the organoleptic analysis.
Big fan of second wave. Yeah.
Are you
Should we
making
crack another one?
Are you guys making stuff up? I don't know.
No, he's not.
Because-
I just
because-
echoed it.
I have an empty glass. That's why I don't know. Hey, Brittany's finally on.
Nice.
Hey, Brittany.
I bet she had another long day.
We got we're doing a beer for Bruce. So whenever you let him stop working, the Deschutes. It's an
that-
Imperial IPA, the Royal Fresh.
For God's sakes, Duke, give our buddy a break.
I'm not gonna lie, that beer does have a distinct, like, mass-produced feel to it.
It really does. But in a beautiful way. Like, it's just, there's nothing offensive about that.
It reminds me of, like, space dust from Elysium.
Yeah, this thing I expected to be crazy out of this world. It was like, just kind of pushing some major market boundaries.
So if
I don't feel like market boundaries are pushed with this. I actually feel like it was.
if I saw this right, this one we're
God.
doing the
Aftershock.
IPA for Bruce, and we're doing the stout for Brittany.
It's a long show.
This is a porter.
Oh, it's a porter. She likes porters too. They're the same, almost, kind of.
So this is the Founders Panther Cub, not Panther Club. I don't think you're allowed to club panthers anymore.
Just seals.
Only if you can catch
and
them.
whales.
Only if you can catch them.
So this is a porter with vanilla extract and maple syrup aged in bourbon barrels.
Yeah, this
Maple
is definitely going to be
syrup.
something that.
I think I did get a sip of this. I'm really anxious to get it.
I'm wondering how similar this is going to be to the Black Pelican.
This is a lot. This is a lot different than the Black Pelican.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing to open a beer with. I don't like it.
You did it the wrong way.
Well,
You showed me this.
So I'll take that. So you don't. Neither one of you hurt yourself.
can I use it to split wood and hurt my other leg?
Take the tools away from the boys. They will injure themselves.
Look, I'm trying to burn the hatchet at both ends. All
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, you should have done that before you let Josh put it in his leg.
If anyone's curious, the wound is healing.
I did watch Matt go out and chop a few logs today. He walked up to the stump, placed the log. He put the mallet in between him and the log, and then took a half a step back. And I was like, my God, somebody showed this guy good form.
Yeah, I learned how to do that.
Take a step back.
Yeah. The hard way. The hard, sharp way.
There was
I
a
guess.
lot of ways to... Matt and I didn't tell you about the time we both put hatchets in our shins, did we?
Yeah.
Not collectively. It's, guys, you play with fire. They say you're going to get burned. It may not be burned, but you will get injured.
You play with a hatchet. Well, it's gonna hurt.
So this is Founders Panther Cub.
See, you want to add another letter in there.
Does that
Barely.
Panther Cub looks a lot like the Carolina Panthers logo?
I don't.
No.
It just looked like it.
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's like a roaring panther.
9.2% ABV.
So another Imperial.
Sounded like a roaring bear.
They also, I noticed, put 2021 release on this. So they're expecting to cellar this? Or is it because it's a little bit different than the 2020 release?
Probably. I haven't personally seen this one from Founders before, but I feel like this is going to be like a limited release or one you could cellar.
You're suggesting vertical cellaring.
Any bourbon
Possibly.
any bourbon barrel beer is going to be more of a candidate for cellaring than other kinds of beers, just from the nature of aging it in the barrel.
The other option is that they are not necessarily protecting themselves, but they are acknowledging the fact that they may not have the exact same ingredients for the next year, and so that could be the difference in taste.
I'll tell you right now, from working at Check 6 with the vanilla porter that everyone went crazy for, vanilla beans themselves,
Madagascar vanilla fell off the shelf,
dude. That
it was
to try and get the same quality from the same brand or the same amount for remotely close to the same price. I don't understand the fluctuations in the vanilla market, probably because I don't understand the how you grow vanilla per se, but it was ridiculous. We had batches that legitimately sucked compared to ones that were godlike, and it was just because the beans themselves were so different. Mm-hmm. We should have labeled what release we had just to clarify.
But technically, I would say where's rubber trees, chocolate trees, coffee trees? They've been able to take that tree from that source, be it the Arabica coffee or the rubber tree, and move it to other places, right? Coffee, for instance, took off in Indonesia. They had no idea it was just going to but it did. It worked. Similar soil types, similar latitudes, use the elevations.
I do love
vanilla bean is one of those things. There's a few microclimates that can do it. And the pressure on those areas for deforestation right now is incredible. So Peru, Madagascar, parts of Brazil.
Trees down when you can grow vanilla? Come on now,
dude. Is
vanilla like a tree or a shrub?
There's two main reasons, which essentially comes down to one reason to cut trees down: human development. We're either cutting it down for real estate development or farming, which is food.
So it's either cows or suburbs?
Yeah. Cows, crops, or suburbs. You got it. So that's where your vanilla bean's going.
So the nose, definitely not as maple. Mm-mm. You also have the bourbon going in on this one.
Mm-hmm. I feel I've adequately cleansed my palate to get into this.
Well, the beautiful thing is on the nose, I get a perfect blend of maple, bourbon, and vanilla.
Retains a nice stout-like head. Did you say this is porter, vanilla porter, or?
It's an imperial porter brewed with vanilla extract, maple syrup, and aged in bourbon barrels. And even when I taste it, I get all three of those flavors. Wow. The maple really comes through on the finish, along with the vanilla.
So, the booziness is really coming through.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a walk in the park with this one.
Yeah, and this is
goosebumped me.
This is coming at me
I just goosebumped me holy crap.
This is coming at me like some of the bourbon barrel stuff, like Bourbon County and those along those lines.
Oh, that one will make you grow some hairs, eh?
Yeah.
Is Founders the whole breakfast stout?
Yeah, I kind of dig the Black Pelican from Crystal Coast
with the maple take.
Yeah.
Usually, that was just a maple porter.
Usually they go maple bacon.
This one is vanilla, bourbon, and maple.
And very specifically, I don't get the smoky bacon. I don't get the smoked meat flavor in this, which is one of those things we've encountered with porters that are talking these types of flavors.
You know what would be really cool with this is if you made a marinade with it and you soaked some pork chops in it and then threw it on the grill.
Hey, you could probably make a good Irish poutine with this.
Oh, dude!
What was the price point on this?
It's 5
I think it's 5.
even. So Deschutes was 3. Founders is 5.
Get 0.2 more. I mean, there are a lot of cool flavors in this, but it is a boozy SOB.
It goosebumped me on first sip. Like,
Yeah.
It didn't to me because I have a backbone.
I sold mine years ago. You guys know I'm a retired social worker. It's
No, fair enough.
You should get full disability for completely removing your spine when you start social work.
Get over here.
I think that's in like the top 5 for contender of like favorite joke of the day.
That one's pretty good. I didn't even laugh. It was so funny. It's like that Metallica song, "Sad but True."
I have to ponder on that one a few minutes because
I don't know if I'm ready to rate this. I gotta be honest. Like, it's good. There's just so much going on.
All right, there we go. Now I got the goosebumps just because that one, like that hit just the right spot.
So this is one of those moments where it's like I really enjoy the flavors I'm tasting. I'm not convinced that for my palate, my beer-loving constitution, that it's like my favorite texture. But one thing I've definitely come to understand during this bourbon barrel craze, which is basically like the north and south end of like half the craft beer world went with the hazy ale, and like the other half was like, well, cram it in a bourbon barrel.
throw it in a bourbon barrel. It's got to get better.
Yeah, this is anybody who thought putting anything in a bourbon barrel is a good idea. You are going to love this beer. I can definitely tell you that.
I honestly think this is too cold.
So there is part of that
I can agree.
every
with
time
that.
I sip it, I'm tempted to wait a little, and that warming up may be part of that.
Because you probably will get more of the maple once it warms up a little bit.
I get the maple, but it's very tight, and maple's a very number one complex sugar, which brings about complex flavors, right?
I just don't enjoy a lot of bourbon beers like ice cold. Like I like them a little bit warmer. You also get more of that burn from the bourbon.
It tastes a hell of a lot better than a Tommy Knockers, I'll tell you that.
I'm just not. I don't know. I'm just not feeling like I really want to go after the booziness in the beer.
Vanilla is like this soft white flavor. This soft. How many vanilla liqueurs are there out there, guys?
A lot less than vanilla vodka.
Yeah, there's coffee liqueurs. There's chocolate liqueurs. How many vanilla liqueurs are you guys familiar with?
Not really a lot.
And so I think that this might be the kind of goosebump feeling. It's like, man, I'm like, I know I recognize all these flavors, but I've never really tasted these all together. And there might be reasons why, but the vanilla extract itself, well, this is what you get when you grow up with an alcoholic brother. Yes, you can get buzzed off of drinking vanilla extract from McCormick.
The day that I'm so desperate for a buzz that I just crack open a little bottle of...
It's probably the same day you decide to smoke the cloves next to it.
Because it's probably got as much booze in it as like a...
It's like a shot.
it's like a mini bottle.
That did have
Like
a good after effect. I mean, I did feel the bourbon coming back up just as well as it was going down.
And so there is, while there's like a reluctance to make a fancy marketable beverage out of vanilla liquor, the vanilla we're all familiar with is basically based in liquor all the time. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah, like you'll see the vanilla infused vodkas.
Okay.
And then, like Pinnacle Whipped is basically vanilla whipped cream
yeah.
vodka.
Yeah. Okay, so they went with creamy and they went with basically taste.
And I know I'm gonna lose like man points by saying it, but honestly, Pinnacle Whipped is actually delicious.
It's hugely popular.
And then, of course, you have the flavored rums, which have vodka as one of the big ones. I mean, it's not vodka, excuse me, vanilla.
Well, yeah, probably anything that's probably got that coconut rum, probably they're sneaking a little vanilla in next to it. So it's not like a taste driver, but it's such a familiar taste. And I guess what I'm getting to is putting booze on vanilla is a little bit surprising at first. But then if you like just wrap your head around the fact that you've basically never tasted vanilla without the taste of booze, it could kind of like make more sense. Now, Josh and I both made. We both made like ice cream with fresh bean, and it's never gone through a processing.
Yeah, well, you got to scrape the seeds out and everything, and it's a whole drawn out.
And
thing.
I'm going to apologize if you're watching Facebook Live. It looks like it's very jumpy on the broadcast, so you might have to go to YouTube to watch this later.
Yeah,
because it is very jumpy on my feed. So we want to move on to a little bit of wine.
Are we doing? I thought just for a moment I was on Facebook
because you were jumping around on your feed.
I tell you what, though, after 2 Imperial beers, though, I am definitely feeling like a mental effect.
Yeah,
to a degree.
Has the pace of my speech slowed any, guys?
No, I had to wait like 30 seconds before I could break in on you.
Talk? Yeah.
I will tell you what, so I was at the house earlier.
It's what we call studio delay.
I did decide to take a nap because it was just a great moment and day for a nap.
What are you, 6? A nap?
No, I seriously thought about it too. But by the time I got home, I only had like an hour. So
I was sitting in my chair up by the computer, and it was just
because that's called passing out. That is not
if I do a good daytime nap, it's going to be at least an hour and a half, 2 hours.
No, I have a very nice chair for my computer, and had my headphones on, and I was listening to 9 Inch Nails.
Go figure.
And I was listening to the Downward Spiral, and that's a really good album. And I was just listening to that, relaxing.
Is it really?
It was very relaxing, and I just took a nap.
No, I meant a good album because I didn't realize they had. Never mind.
Well, Rob and I will settle this like outside at some point in time with a circle drawn in the sand. But outside of that, no, the Downward Spiral is a good album, Rob. You should take the time to listen to it someday.
Is it by Jackson Browne? He probably won't listen to it.
No. All right. This is what we're doing tonight. Get it. Okay, Les Cartesses. Côte d'Rhône. And Nick, you can fix my pronunciation on the Les Cartesses.
It's
Carteresses.
Descartes.
Not Descartes. Les Cartes.
Oh, sorry. I was reading off the computer.
But it is a Côte d'Rhône.
So I epically failed putting this one into the system.
I was not going to bring that up.
No, I'm just terrified.
Your buddy boy over there, your bestest buddy, he did it, not me.
Thankfully, we don't have this on the shelf yet. Because if we had it on the shelf, I don't think anyone in the shop would have been able to ring it up because I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, first off, apologies to all of our customers. I'm gonna bail Josh out here since I threw him the bad water there, which was inside the boat that's ready to sink. So I'm gonna bail us out here. This bottle wasn't even on the shelf. Like, we got this in a little bit ago. We tasted it with a wrap. We kept looking
so
for
OBS Studio just disconnected.
That's why it was choppy.
And it's reconnecting. Reconnection successful.
Well,
are we still live?
I gotta wonder if we're still capturing. If you crashed,
we are capturing. We are connecting back to Facebook Live.
Brittany, if you can hear me.
I don't even know if Brittany's on anymore. I think she got fed up with the jumpiness of it. Yeah, we got a bunch of stream metrics are really freaky bad. Video bitrate was terrible for a while. Okay, so we're back on this.
All right, Rob, where did I leave off?
At least we're recording YouTube, so it'll be full YouTube.
Where did I leave off there, Rob?
I don't know. Some Côte d'Rhône. Something.
No.
No.
Yeah, my apologies to all of our clients. This wine has not been on the shelf. We tasted a few weeks back, and
no, we tasted this last week.
My God.
That's why it hasn't been on the shelf yet. We just haven't gotten rid of it. We just got it.
This is 2 weeks.
Is this John's or Branson's?
All right, so
This is Branson's. It was 2 weeks.
so Rob, what was I saying?
Regardless.
Regardless.
Last I remember, you were throwing Josh under the bus.
No, now I'm throwing you under the bus.
To join in and bail Nick and Rob out of this one. Yeah, it's definitely not on the shelf yet. Any of y'all that have come in here can see our shelf space that we have. And from time to time when you come in, you'll see boxes just kind of laying around.
Feel free to ask. Is there something new I don't know about?
If you see a box laying around and you're curious about what's in it, give us a shout and then we'll tell you what's in it.
It may be something that we're getting ready to stock. It may be a special order that we've just found, but feel free, ask us, because it may be something you want. That's all I got to say about that.
Curiosity does not kill any cats here.
Besides, cats have 9 lives, which almost gets you through a 12-pack.
Almost.
Oh, God.
That was cool. That was a violent...
I think you have wine on your pants now.
You know, David Thorpe once told me that the guys learn this early on, but the girls soon get much better at
David.
it. I would never besmirch.
I don't know how to react to
First
that
question, are you sure that was a burp? It sounded very throaty.
That one sounded wet. That was a little bit wet for a burp.
New title for the episode. Rob gets wet and throaty.
About halfway through that one, I was scared.
I got scared too, and I'm 6 feet away from this man.
I didn't know how it was I honestly didn't know how that one was going to end up. I was like,
It almost
whoa.
sounded like it was going to...
Yeah.
just a little...
Guys,
It was kind of like a bourbon barrel and wine mixed together. I was like, whoa, this is just
there might be a reason why.
But I was at that point halfway through. I was like, just gotta let the experience happen now.
I really gotta wonder about those bourbon barrel wines.
You know, having had a burp like that, did it bubble up a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Did it?
Because that's
like you just watched a fender bender. Hey, did you just have an accident?
Oh, we are live again because Lisa just said that sounded gross.
Yeah, gross.
No, that sounded wet gross.
Like, put the kids to bed. The guys are getting weird.
Well, you had to say that when I took a sip of wine. That did not go down.
It's not. I'm gonna
Are
wait.
you trying to breathe your wine again?
No, that just went down in a very weird way.
I have a feeling I know what's going on here. We just drank 2 Imperial beers, and now we're trying to switch over to French wine.
Jesus.
And our ambitions have got the best of us here.
Maybe for Josh because he's choking on his wine. But
no.
not Nick and I. Nick and I are remaining professional.
One thing I definitely notice about this wine is it's all French on the nose. It could be from nowhere else.
Okay. Describe that one.
The mushroomy, it's just this nature to it where. Was that me? Because I was opening my mouth.
I think the only one it wasn't.
The
was
only
you.
thing they heard was a burp.
I think the only one it wasn't was you because we just had stereo.
I'm afraid to drink this wine now. It is very French. You can tell because my friends have frogs in their throats.
There's like a tear forming in my right eye now.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
All right, I'm gonna try to take another sip of this wine.
I get a not composty, but like a mushroomy, broken down French oak nature to this, and beyond that, there's fruit, minorly tart fruit on the nose, just minor.
I can agree with the almost mushroomy kind of decay type, not in a bad way.
Decay is a great
Not in
word.
a bad way. Not like pig carcass decay.
No, carboniferous, like soil breaking down type.
Yeah. Like that.
Basically, like fresh loam.
Like, yeah, like you go into a forest and you got like
Yes.
you kick over the leaves and there's
Yes.
some decay from underneath the
It
leaves.
smells like me from
Oh, wait a
about
minute.
9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on a weekday.
That is
I don't know that you want to admit that.
Such a weird. I mean, because you're doing yard work. Okay, I see where you're going with it.
It's got a little
bit
bit of haystack in there, just kind of wet hay. It's got that mushroomy.
There's also a lot of fruit on there too.
There is this tart fruit just in the nose.
Every day.
And I want to say like, yeah,
You're starting to get this.
Nick has a lot of tart fruit every day. That's right.
I'm wearing a green shirt and shorts.
So
Look for me.
I want to say there's like blueberry and some.
We're talking nose or palate
yeah,
now.
nose. A little bit of blueberry for me. Maybe some raspberry. Not necessarily blackberry, but maybe some raspberry.
Yeah, maybe like wild raspberry. Just like leave it for the birds. I'm not sure I'm gonna pick through it. Very seedy. Even the blueberry is kind of late season blueberry. Like
Yep.
they're like too mushy to pick.
Those are the ones you just pick the whole plant
That's
up
how
and
the
just
bear does
eat
it.
them right off the plant. Yeah, so if you ever see me in a blueberry farm and I'm down on hands and knees with my face to the plant, I'm just going after the ripe blueberries. Don't think anything of it.
I feel like that one fits the title theme.
Yeah. So now on the palate, I'm getting a medium amount of tannin.
Medium amount of tannin. It tastes rather gamey.
There's
on the palate.
tannin,
Yeah.
but there's so much other things entertaining while the tannin's there. I feel like the tannin's just a backbone for the gaminess, for that decayed
If
fruit
I could keep
flavor.
any of this wine in the glass,
Is it-
I think I'd just be better off.
They say there's such a thing as light wine. I don't know, maybe it's anti-gravity wine. How often do you read about French astronauts? No, but French winemakers. Yeah.
Let's not pick on French astronauts, okay, Nick? I'm sure there's been at least one or two.
Hey, listen. If you want to know,
He can't even do it.
something about Renault screwing up the French space program by hiring all the engineers.
Oh my god.
Le car.
There's a surprising amount of cherry on the palate.
Yeah.
It really does get into that
So I'm thinking
cherry. Even right down the pit of cherry.
this is nice. Gonna be nice for a barbecue.
You know, honestly,
This-
what
I can
this
see this with a sticky sauce.
Yeah.
what I want with this, man, like back when I was in school, we did like the quail. We would do like a cherry stuffing for the
Ooh.
quail in like the potato nest where
Oh yeah.
which I can make potato nests, but I hope I never have to make them again because you literally, it's like even finer shred than Waffle House hash browns, and you have to carefully shape them and fry them between two ladles of deep fryer.
That's 2 dinners from now. He doesn't know it yet, but he's just setting himself up.
It's just got a really good idea,
No,
Rob.
you have to fry them in between two ladles,
And then
to
we'll
make it
have
look like a
wild
bird's
robin's
nest, and
eggs on the menu.
You put the quail in the bird's nest with the stuffing coming out, and I mean, this reminds me honestly of that flavor profile. of
We'll
that
do
dish.
Scottish quail eggs with
We're not
braised
doing
quail
Scottish quail eggs. Get this out of your head now. Don't bring it up again. If you bring it up again,
in a
it's going
potato
to hit
bird's
you.
nest.
I'm not doing anything with quail eggs, dude. I don't have the time or patience to mess with that.
So when you can't mess with quail and you just go to the grocery store and you need to grab something, can you play with a Cornish hen at this point?
A Cornish hen is a solid bird to cook.
And if I'm
It
just
is in no way, shape, or form a substitution for quail.
if I'm doing like coq au vin and I just want to do it for two, can I just grab some Cornish hen and
yeah, well, Cornish hen will make a nice coq au vin.
I think this wine would make a nice cocoa bean. I feel like
I think this wine would pair well with cocoa bean.
So I think this wine would also pair well with another waterfowl, or another fowl, or another duck.
Yeah, I was gonna say grouse, duck
à
quail.
l'orange, or Peking
So
duck.
we're talking about a lot of
Orange
things.
would be nice.
We've had these similar discussions when we talk about nice French Pinot Noirs and other Burgundies.
And that may be why I went towards duck à l'orange.
So
Peking
let's
duck.
get back to the wine and understand what is going on. What's the blend in this? I see Syrah, Mourvedre.
Grenache, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's what, 50 Grenache?
50 Grenache, 20 Syrah, 20 Carignan, and 10% Mourvedre.
So that's a GSM with a C.
Yeah.
It's a really nice blend.
So the other thing too, I can remember when we
described as left bank.
when we tried this, I do remember asking Branson, or I made a comment that there's a lot of Carignan in this one because there's a specific profile that Carignan has that I can pick out a lot of times. And he looked at me funny, like, well, it's only like 10%. And then he looked at the bottle and he's like, no, you're right, it's 20%.
Yeah, they put that in there. Oh, it's like it's up in front of the Mourvedre on the.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the mushroomy, earthy we're getting?
Yeah.
From Carignan?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really cool flavor profile for a red wine.
Then in that case, I could tell Branson that Rob was right. I picked it up.
Ooh, truffle buttered toast.
Actually, it's funny you say truffle and butter because it literally, as I get into this glass, that flavor starts expanding now, and I've got truffle and anise with a buttery touch, all like available on my palate.
If you guys are watching this, you are more than welcome to donate Beano to the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, we're always game to go pick wild mushrooms. So if you happen to have like chanterelles, morels, or
Yeah.
If you're growing morels in your backyard, please hit us up.
Yeah. I won't share your address. I promise that.
yeah,
one.
do that on private message.
Yeah, that's a DM direct message.
Yeah.
But for real, I guess we just keep bringing it up because I had mushroom soup for lunch. Amy's mushroom soup, by the way, in the can, amazing. You all need to get that.
Oh, Amy's organic.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite from her so far.
Is it mushroom soup?
Yeah,
Oh, were there lentils in it?
no, or it may have been done on a lentil base. She does the lentil soup, I know, with the mushroom base.
I thought
Oh,
she
this was
did
mushroom
organic.
bisque, so no beans in a bisque.
Where was this from?
Lowe's
Oh, okay. So it was a can. Okay, gotcha.
soup in a can.
I mean, for a relatively cheap, organic, like solid canned food, though,
Yeah, no,
organic is a
you
solid
could
bet.
take this mushroom bisque. You could make your crostinis. You could have your little finger meats. You could pour this wine,
Finger meats.
and you could just enjoy that.
finger meats.
They're meats shaped like fingers, finger sausages. You guys don't know about this? For all your culinary experience, you've never. All right, in the Midwest, we just call them hot dogs. I don't know what you guys call them down south.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Little Smokies.
So one of our dinners, we should just do pigs in a blanket.
A really,
What is
really
this?
fancy pigs in a blanket.
It's Vienna sausages, from the can with Kraft cheese.
Should I do puff pastry or phyllo?
We're gonna get the stuff out of the Pillsbury roll.
Let's do it with Little Smokies and like all sorts of like multi-layer phyllo dough.
Yeah, like I'll personally fold and like set up. Or, I mean, I can make croissant dough from scratch. I'll fold it to get the 130 whatever layers.
Moroccans claim
I
that they
need-
came up with phyllo dough, that the French stole it from
and like
them.
each layer has a layer of butter between it.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
rolled out.
it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I've done that from scratch. Again, swore I'd never do that one again, but I guess I am now.
There's a reason why you don't put baklava on the dessert list.
The reason why I can't put that on a dessert list is it wouldn't exist by the time people would order it because I'd eat it all.
It's you want me to make something with honey, pistachios, butter, and that crispy stuff. Huh, good luck.
No. I'll make it.
It sounds like what I ate.
I'll make it. I'll just eat it all.
I got a bag of like these pre-sliced filet things where they were like individual. And so I learned I could just stick them in the toaster and eat them like crackers. It was ridiculous.
All right, guys.
What a wonderful waste of filet dough.
It was incredible. College.
Let's swing back around.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start our ratings.
Are you sure that beer was this week? It seems like a long time ago.
I know, right?
Oh, man.
It was only 45 minutes ago, though.
Jesus.
So we got the
Cherries
Deschutes
keep coming out.
Imperial Fresh Imperial IPA.
That's what French wine does. It gets more and more fruit as you drink.
This is a 9% ABV, and it is $3, I think you said.
Yes,
correct?
$3 confirmed.
So, Nick, why don't you start us off?
Guys, I got to tell you, we got into discussions about market level production and the interest. Why are we tasting Deschutes? None of that matters. This is a totally palatable Imperial IPA. If you need it to work, you need it to work now, and you need to be able to get it down, this is a beer for you. All right? That's needs-based ratings. I'm not even going to put thumbs on that because that's just one thumbs up. Just say yes, go for it. So, given that we got a thumb, then it's from Deschutes, Oregon Bend. We're like getting better and better and better. This thing's spinning around. Rob, I'm willing to throw this thing a 1.6 despite its muted tones and mass production level appeal. I think this is still something that's a well-traveled piece of the craft beer world. Deschutes Brewery, after all, is almost as old as Sierra Nevada.
Well,
so 1.6.
Okay, so 1.6. I'm just gonna let you guys know the rest of this is gonna be solely on YouTube because Facebook just cut us off.
Face smash.
Facebook cut us off?
Yeah, it cut us off. We're getting 0, even though we're still streaming, we're still recording. It's not going through to Facebook. So
hopefully it's not the pickle joke from the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did we get flagged?
So
flag for pickle jokes on a beer show?
Deschutes Imperial IPA Royal Fresh 9% ABV, $3 a bottle. Nick went 1.6. I feel like that for Nick with an IPA that means he's not quite feeling it.
I'm being nice.
Yeah,
it went down. It was good. Not
to me, I was surprised that this didn't throw me off as much as a normal high ABV IPA does.
Easy for you to say.
But I do think that Josh made a point of it feels like mass produced, which I think is what they were kind of going for. They're kind of pleasing the masses with a Imperial IPA. Yeah. It's not a hazy, so it's a West Coast, and not a West Coast hazy. Just because it didn't totally make me feel like I was drinking just straight.
They can't all be your first, Rob.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You are your first. Remember
I wasn't
that.
Drinking just straight pine straw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1.25 on it.
1.25. You know what? Rob stayed above 1 on that. That's positive.
I'm gonna go out with my rating first off. I'm gonna stick with a solid 1.5. For price point, impact, and flavor profile, drinkability, I mean, this is a solid Imperial IPA. It's better than some of the ones out there. Reason why I can't go any higher than 1.5 is just because there's nothing outstanding about the flavor. Like I said earlier, it does feel very generically hopped. Solid effort from Deschutes. I haven't seen it everywhere yet. I mean, I'd probably give it the same rating as I would like the Southern Tier 2X or the Space Dust. I mean, it's a 1.5. It's a easy. If you like Imperial IPAs and you want a heavy alcohol buzz for a cheap price point, you're not going to go wrong with this. But it's nothing like mind-blowingly amazing.
Okay. I think we all kind of agree on that. Would you say?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Josh, you want to lead us off in the Panther Cup?
I'd say the law of averages didn't steer us wrong on that either.
Yeah.
Panther Cub. First thing I want to say about this beer is that I honestly was hoping to be blown away by this beer more than I was.
I left it sit because there was parts of my memory I couldn't access at the time I was drinking it.
I'm going to give this one a 1.4, actually. Price point is $5 for an Imperial with vanilla, maple, and bourbon. When you put that on the bottle, I'm expecting a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really expecting something crazy or, like, either a flavor bomb that makes my face kind of scrunch up and explode every time I take a sip, or just, like, the perfect blend of flavors. And I think they hit the blend of flavors right, but nothing particularly stood out. It did taste boozy, but it's not as boozy as it tastes. If that makes any sense.
I think it does, yes.
But I mean, it's definitely not a bad beer. I've drank a couple of them before we tried it tonight. I truly do enjoy this beer. It's just not... I feel like there could have been more done with it than there was. But 1.4, still in no way, shape, or form a bad beer.
No.
And if you like darker beers and you like that bourbon flavor, definitely give it a shot.
Go for it, Nick.
There were some funny comments I had in my mind based on what he said, and I'm going to skip them all and just get right down to my rating. I feel like a 1.4 on this, too. The Panther Cub works 50% of the time, 100% of the time. So basically is this beer works. I just don't know how big of a fan I am of what it's working for. If you like vanilla, if you like maple, and you like bourbon barreled beers, or any one of those things, you're going to like this. If you're a dark beer fan who likes flavored Imperials, you're going to like this beer. If you're expecting a life-changing moment, I don't know that it quite does what the KB Stout does, but I do think it's basically borrowed from that school of knowledge. And that's where I got to go back to say Founders is an incredible brewery with really good ingredients, and no matter how big they've gotten, they've seemed to just like keep the quality of their beer at that level.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like maybe that's a message to Deschutes. Like as you spread out, make sure you keep that quality because it gets lost in the sauce real quick. So I think, did I do a direct echo? 1.4, like the same score Josh did? Yeah, I'm down with that. 1.4, I stand.
So, which is kind of funny because what I detected in Nick's ratings between the two beers was a little bit of bias there, leaning towards the IPA, just because he likes IPA better, I think. But in his comments, he made the comment that maybe Deschutes should take a page from Founders. So that's a little. I just found that little counterpoint to be interesting.
Yeah.
For me, I rated the Deschutes 1.25. I'm going to go 1.1 on this one. Mm-hmm. It was, to me, Josh said it seemed boozier than what it was. Yeah, it definitely did. I think it fell into the boozy rating, like not actually ABV, but the taste of it comes out just like it's, I said earlier, Bourbon County or one of the other ones that are really just like in your face booze and Bourbon Barrel. Not always my favorite.
Yeah.
9.2% ABV with a $5 ticket. A little pricey. Again, to echo what Nick said, Founders is a great brewery and they use quality stuff in whatever they put out. So I'm not saying this is totally bad. It's above 1% or 1 point for me, but it just wasn't what I was expecting because I'd heard that from you and other people this was really good, and then I saw the maple was in there, and I was instantly thought of, like I said earlier, Black Pelican, which I really dug that one.
Yeah.
And I was a little disappointed, I think, because there wasn't that much of a maple flavor kick to it. So 1.1 for me.
I'll be honest. Just final note on the Cub. I hope this is one of those beers you all come in and try and slam us for our ratings, because that averaged out at 1.3 for us. And with the Deschutes, we averaged out at 1.45. These are both phenomenal beers that you are going to love to pick up at very good price. So I really hope you slam our ratings.
We are also misers who drink a lot of different things.
Approaching the level of 2 a day per hour. Yeah, much.
I was leaving numbers out of this.
There's never extra beer or too much beer. That's just more beer. Yeah, I got you.
So we're going to move on to the wine tonight. Was a Côte de Rhône, the Le Carteresis Côte de Rhône. This is a 50% Grenache, 20% Syrah, 20% Carignan, and 10% Mourvèdre. What we didn't get in earlier was it's $18 a bottle for Côte de Rhône. Nice little price point. Nice little wine. I think this, if you've never had a Côte de Rhône before, this is where you go for it. I think I'm just looking at the color.
This would be a great launch pad. If somebody's never had Côte de Rhône, it's a decent launch pad.
It's a nice little, it's got these great little aspects like Nick pointed out of this vegetal decay.
I guess that's what I was getting at.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it really lends to a characteristic of the wine.
We're talking about wine, right?
Yeah. And it has vegetal characteristics. And it's just got this, it takes you somewhere.
It's like a 3-1.
And the nose, when you're smelling it and getting in there, it takes you somewhere. It takes you to that path that you're walking on a hike, and you kick up leaves. And
it's like Liam Neeson of the wine world. You got Token in France.
So if I were to quote Creed, you're saying it would take you higher,
or towards the ground, so lower. I don't know.
I don't know if it's Stevie Winwood, like the Higher Love, but it would definitely take me higher. Like,
and then on the palate,
is he French Canadian? No, I know.
On the palate, there's medium tannins with blueberries and raspberries, and still the vegetal quality comes through, and I dig it a lot. The $18 price point, I think it's really nice for a Côte de Rhône. I'm going to go 1.5 on this one.
I can follow that up. I'm going to go ahead and just throw a notch up because I enjoy this so much and it fits into my category. Am I too soon there?
No, go for it.
Sorry, just following up on Virginity Rocks. It's my turn.
I was good.
The 1.6 on this comes for this simple thing. This is a super palatable wine, and I am the guy at this table who's more anxious than anyone here to show you those front door entry level French wines. And Rob and I have gone around and around about it, but in the last year, the best, most accessible entry level French wines have pretty much just crawled into price point right there at 18, be it a Chardonnay or a decent French. That's where it's going to begin. And the old saying was you got to spend $20 a bottle to get some decent wine. This might be true. Unfortunately, this one, or fortunately for you, unfortunately for them, this one's just a little bit cheaper, so you can really get in and try this out. I don't want to focus on the price point. I want to focus on the accessibility of this wine, the fact that it's distinctively French. If you want to know about French wine, this is one that you can try. To put a dichotomy to Spanish wine, in a way, Spanish wine is very fruity and tannic up front, whereas this hits you with all these other aspects of wine, and then as you get into your glass, it starts getting fruitier and more pleasant. You're really enjoying that piece of fruit that you've got in your hand. Oftentimes with those more, might I say, simplistic Spanish wines, you'll get that fruit up top to buy you in, and then you'll basically keep gnawing at the tannin. Whereas this one, you bust through that tannin and it opens up like a blueberry field, just like Rob said. You're on all fours, catching like low hanging, just
Ripe
almost
blueberries.
like
Low-hanging fruit.
low hanging busted fruit. Yeah, you got it. That is what I get from this, and it's really excellent to have that. To be able to crawl behind the mossy log and find some nice ripe fruit. So I'm just going to stick with it. 1.6, and that's Nick.
So yeah, I'm actually going to echo Nick's rating on this one. Solid 1.6. Côte de Rhônes have a special place in my heart. They were one of the first red wines that I ever really got into. Namely,
It's a 1.55 average.
for the fact that for between 10 and 20 bucks a bottle, you can get fairly solid or very solid Côte de Rhônes.
Mm-hmm.
They do tend to be one of the cheaper priced French wines, and they do serve as a really solid gateway into a different world of wine than we're used to over here in America. And
Well, what drives price? Demand and supply.
That was actually how I was taught in school, but when we were doing wine tastings and learning about wine, is that Côte de Rhônes, the bulk of Côte de Rhônes tend to be on the cheaper side, and they effectively serve as solid table wines and gateway wines into a lot of the other crazier, more expensive,
Yeah, I mean,
possibly more sophisticated French ones.
if we get crazy on here one night, we might do a Chateauneuf de Pop, but it's got to be a special occasion.
Yeah,
I could see.
It's just one of those things. So it's like, but Côte de Rhône is always a solid place to start.
Maybe episode 100.
To follow this up with the Jancy or the Neuf de Pop would, or even the Cref, they would follow suit.
I wouldn't mind doing a Pomerol,
Yes, sir.
And these are all different regions of France that we're talking about, and all
Did I say Cref,
specific,
not surf?
Yeah.
all specific regions and stuff. And these are regions where the wine is almost never cheap.
Next visual memory.
So it's like one of those things. Like France specifically, each region almost has a price point, and you can bounce around, and you can start with your Côte de Rhônes, like, well, I like this, I don't like this about that, and then you can kind of proceed to your next tier of price point by knowing what you like and what you don't like. So that's a really cool feature of Côte de Rhônes. I like this one a lot. I really want to have it with some food.
Yeah.
Gamey or bird fowl flavors. Yeah. Is really what I'm getting from this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Duck, quail, maybe pheasant.
Yeah, yeah. Grouse, pheasant, quail. Duck.
I wouldn't quite go foie gras. That's a little delicate for this.
Yeah, Rob was talking Peking duck versus foie gras. Yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, my mind went to duck à l'orange.
I don't know that I would go Peking.
Okay, it was orange. Yeah.
Yeah, l'orange, like the caramelized skin on one side, flip it over and top it with an orange gastry. That would be great.
Yeah. He just told you guys a $50 trick right there.
Yeah.
Don't skip the part with the anise.
You're not gonna save
miss
any money by buying duck breast, because if you buy 2 of them, you'll be spending probably $30 anyway.
And you know how I know it's a good recipe? He never mentioned capers.
Okay.
Nick and I have an ongoing feud about capers.
Which, by the way, Nick would actually gladly eat 3 meals a day with capers in it. We figured that out.
Both of you 1.6 on this guy?
Yeah.
And I went 1.5. Okay.
Averaged out 1.56.7 for us. So
This
that's actually
is-
a really good average.
Well, it's another night where the wine steals the show.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up tonight. We are not on Facebook Live now, but Josh still has something to say.
Seeing as if you're watching us at this point in time in the show, you're obviously not watching us on Facebook.
And dedicated.
And it's probably on YouTube. If it's not on YouTube, I don't know where else it's at, but maybe they have a like, comment, and subscribe button below it. And if they do, please hit it. If you're on YouTube, still, please hit at least one of those. Don't thumbs down us unless you really hate us. And if that's the point,
Well,
at least comment and tell us why you did it. Because if you don't tell us why you hate us, we don't know.
Hate's
But
a feeling, too. We like feelings.
feeling something is better than feeling nothing at all. And that's your therapy.
man. He just quoted 9 Inch Nails to finish the show, bro.
I don't think that's a Nine Inch Nails quote, but I'm pretty sure that is a theme to
That might have been his like thesis paper.
I'm pretty sure that's a theme to like at least 3 or 4 of the albums.
All right, guys.
Have a wonderful evening, and
We'll see you next week for episode 90.
that would have been so funny if that cracked.
That would have been terrible. Okay.
Third one today.
All right, good night, guys.